is my personal assistant. I would appreciate
Okay.
it.
I'd like to call the October meeting to order. Would you all please rise and recite the pledge with me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome everybody here today, including the visitors. Mr. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Certainly. Ludington.
Here.
Patrick.
Here.
Bruner.
Here.
Ellis.
Here.
Farnham. Lawton.
Here.
And Boyce.
Here. Next on, we do have a quorum. Next item is the minutes from September 11th, 2024 regular meeting. You've had those in your possession for a few days. Is there any clarifications or corrections that are needed to those minutes? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion. Phil moves. Russ seconds to approve the minutes as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. They are approved as presented. Claims against the county, you've had those in your possession for several days. Are there any clarifications or information needed on those bills? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve the claims for the county. Russ moves. Phil seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Next we come, and now they are approved. Next we come for county board member claims. You've had those for several days. Are there any additions, corrections, or clarifications needed? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve those claims. Phil moves. Russ seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Thank you. They are approved. Next, we come to the portion of the meeting for public comment. We'd ask that you identify yourself and where you're from and limit your comments to 5 minutes. We have a rostrum up there that you're welcome to use. And there you go. Please.
Hello, thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Dean Barker. I live in Winnebago County, and I've been a resident of Illinois for 66 years. I am a volunteer for United Sovereign Americans. I'm not an official spokesperson. Today, I come to you as a concerned citizen of the state of Illinois, sharing alarming information about our state's voter database, uncovered through thousands of hours of research conducted by our hourly qualified and credentialed data team. While the numbers are staggering and somewhat difficult to comprehend, one thing is clear: they don't add up. Just like your checkbook must balance, our votes. And if you had 10,000 fewer dollars in your bank account than you had deposited, you would certainly want to know what happened. And if the company had a significant discrepancy in their books, they'd most certainly conduct an audit. In fact, yearly audits are required by law for public companies. Our audit of the 2022 election, using only official data provided by state election officials, shows that the 2022 election may not have been accurate or legally compliant. We're not saying one candidate won over another or that any election should be overturned. The state's official data from a certified election shows that the votes, as counted, were not at all valid under the law. Today we'll present to you a resolution demanding an end to the inaccuracy and uncertainty of our elections, along with a summary of our findings and the laws that apply. We are happy to meet with you and have time to go over this information, including more detail about our specific findings. If you have questions that I cannot answer now, I will commit to getting back to you with the answer in writing from a United Sovereign Americans executive team as soon as possible. This data and our requests for an investigation have been shared with state and county officials and election certifiers. It's essential that you, as our representatives, make it clear that these issues must be considered seriously. Today we come to you, some of our closest elected representatives, for support and action. We're asking that you listen to the resolution, ask questions if you have them, and then prompt and then vote promptly for its passage. If you need us on your agenda to pass, we are asking today to be invited back with contact information that will be provided. We do some documentation in a moment, provided to the chairperson. Your action on this resolution will illustrate your dedication and support to the concerns of your constituents and your county. I will start with the part one of our resolution for a legally valid 2024 election. Whereas it is considered civil right in the United States for every citizen to have free and fair elections, and the right of suffrage can be denied by a debasement or dilution of weight of a citizen's vote, just as effectively as by wholly prohibiting the free exercise of the franchise. And that's from Reynolds versus Sims, 377 U.S. 533 of 1964. Whereas it is the affirmative duty of our election officials to comply with all federal and state laws governing administration and procedure of our elections, thereby guaranteeing our elections are accurate, free from distortion and manipulation. Congress seeks to guard the election of members of Congress against any possible unfairness by compelling everyone concerned and holding the election to a strict and scrupulous observation of every duty devolved upon him while so engaged. The evil intent consists in disobedience to the law, and that was from N. Ray Coy, 127 U.S. 731 from 1988, and part two is next.
My name is Brian Jones. I live in Winnebago County. I've been a resident for 64 years. I'm a volunteer for United Sovereign Americans and non-official spokesperson. I will continue with the resolution. Whereas our constitutional system of representative government only works when the worth of honest ballots is not diluted by invalid ballots procured by corruption, and assuring accuracy can only be achieved through fealty to these laws governing the following tenets of an election. 1, the voter rolls must be accurate, and that's under National Voter Registration Act 1993. 2, the votes counted must be from eligible voters, and that's from U.S. Constitution 14th Amendment. 3, the number of votes counted must be equal to the number of voters who voted. 4, there can be no more than 1 in 125,000 ballots in error by the voting system, and that's from the Help America Vote Act 2002. Whereas an open source audit of the Illinois 2022 election, general election conducted by Illinois state citizens has uncovered evidence of massive inaccuracies that violate both federal and state laws, including 4,032,801 ineligible or uncertain registration violations found within the Illinois State Voter Roll database. Again, that was 4,032,801, 589,985 votes cast by ineligible or uncertain registrations, 27,491 more votes counted than voters who voted in the 2022 general election. No one knows who cast them. 589,952 apparent voting violations in excess of a legal standard of the system accuracy for valid federal elections. For the 2022 election in Illinois, the number was 33, and yet we had 589,985. Certification, as defined by law, is an attestation of accuracy, compliance, and appears to have been fraudulent and illegal. Whereas these findings trample accuracy requirements of voting systems for a federal election. For a voting system, accuracy is defined as the ability of the system to capture, record, store, consolidate, and report the specific selections and absence of selections made by the voter for each ballot position without error. Whereas it must be known factually and provably that the intent of the voters accurately represented by the election results before certification can be lawfully conducted. Certification of an election that varies from the law is an abridgment of the civil rights of the citizens. A fraud ab initio, and that's from United States versus Throckmorton, 90, US 61, 1878. Whereas Illinois 2022 general election appears to have been invalid, depriving us of the guaranteed protection of our natural rights under a government duly and improvedly chosen by us, the American people, resulting in incalculable damage to our families, our way of life, and our fabric of these United States. Therefore, we call upon our representatives to provide relief to the people and assurance of domestic tranquility by joining us in demanding a valid 2024 general election that upholds these existing laws and equitable principles of 1, proof of citizenship, identity, and eligibility to register to vote, not anonymous attestation. 2, voter rolls certified, accurate, and available for public review and challenge 30 days before the start of the early voting. Voters added after this date must bring proof of citizenship, identity, and address in person to identify a qualified official at each polling place. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Ken Zitko. I live in Kane County. I've been a resident of Illinois for 52 years, and I am a Illinois State Chapter Director for United Sovereign Americans, and I'll complete our resolution. 3, hand-marked secure ballots similar to concurrency where imaging technology is used for tabulation. So security features must be verifiable on the ballot image. 4, systems, machines, security measures, infrastructure, and conduct are required to be compliant with federal law for fraud prevention regarding risk assessment, certification, testing, and implementation. 5, adjudication must be signed off by party, candidate, and trained citizen witnesses after being given full and effective observation rights. Candidates and trained citizens must be allowed immediate access to ballots, ballot images, and CVRs. 6, ballots, regardless of entry source, election operation, and system must maintain end-to-end chain of custody from voter to vote count to final canvass, including auditability and witness transfer with paper records. 7, a NIST-compliant, randomized, statistically valid end-to-end audit with 95% confidence level of all elections pursuant to the 14th Amendment, Section 2, must be performed. These audits are to be conducted by qualified, insured, and bonded security, forensics, or financial auditors, not personnel from within the election system. Reconciliation will include the vote count, real physical ballots, adjudication, CPRs, ballot count, qualified voter count, custody transfer, and all other paper and electronic election systems, including logs. 8, if the total for all unique variances above is more than 10% of the margin of victory, a new election must be held in the state for those candidates affected, unless issues can be provably corrected by a manual hand recount and full review of the records. 9, waiver of requirements is not allowed. Only end-to-end system compliance from registration through certification can guarantee the intent of the people is accurately recorded. This concludes our powerfully written resolution outlining massive inaccuracies in our 2022 election from registration through certification. In it, you heard us ask for meaningful remedies to be provided to proactively protect the validity of the 2024 general election. In fact, the resolution cites many U.S. Supreme Court precedents that support the need for such actions. Laws are being ignored. Bottom line, the checkbook is not balancing, and we need certainty. The voter system, which controls our most vitally important right, the right of suffrage, is not capable of producing an accurate, trustworthy result. Do you think that these anomalies within our election system, which is part of our national security infrastructure, should continue to be ignored? How much is it costing us not to fix this problem? How much is it costing our GDP, our military, our foreign policy, our health, the self-esteem of our children and young people? And how much is it costing our dignity to keep fighting each other? The cost is immeasurable, so I urge you to show your agreement by passing the resolution. As we mentioned earlier, if unable to today, we ask to be invited back and put on the agenda to comply with your process in order to pass. High number of Americans, including many right here in this county, have questions about the trustworthiness of our elections. I think we can all agree that we wish this was not the case, but official data shows these concerns are valid, and the law says they are important in securing our liberty. At the same time, government representatives at all levels are not being transparent or responsive to what our citizen audits have found. Our right to vote for our elected representatives in legally valid and transparent parent elections is the foundation on which our constitutional federal republic was established. That right has been bravely protected for over 2.5 centuries by the sacrifices of our brothers, fathers, mothers, sisters, and for some of us, our children. You on this board have a chance to show everyone who defended America's liberty and the citizens you represent that you value it also by passing this resolution and demanding a valid election in 2024. Please invite us back and have us on your agenda so that we may answer questions and pass this resolution. Our state director contact is available on documentation, which I'll hand to you in a moment. We have a website that showcases our project and our initiatives across the nation, highlighting anomalies here in this state and in other states. We have a website, unite4freedom.com. That's unite, the number 4freedom.com. I encourage you to check it out and find out more about our group and the project. We appreciate your commitment to the constituents of your county, and as well, we thank you for your time and attention today. Thank you. We have these.
Thank you, sir. Folks, board members, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have a question, but thank you for your commitment on election integrity and the time and energy and expense for travel across the state. I recognize and appreciate it.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Not yet.
Okay, well, what we'll need is, if you would be so kind as to give our county clerk the information that we need,
Sure.
and we will look at this during our study session and then act upon it accordingly.
Great, thank you. I've provided 2 copies of the resolution and a scorecard. On that scorecard is email address and cell phone number to reach us.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Are there other public comments this morning? Hearing none, we have a visitor this morning that I would like to recognize. I'm not sure that he would like to speak, but his name is, and I apologize if I ruin this, Eric Michaela, and he is from the Illinois Department of Employment Security. We're happy to have you here and see how we operate. So, do you have any questions or anything you would like to say?
I don't. I'm the regional labor market economist for all areas south of Springfield. I have labor market handouts for the region available on this bench right here, and I'm available to speak with anyone after the meeting today.
Thank you, Eric. Pleasure to have you here. Okay, public comments are off the list now. Highway Department resolutions. We have 2 resolutions. The first one is a resolution authorizing responsible agencies to post roads to 10 tons effective January 1st of 25 through April 5th of 25. That is housekeeping required by the state of Illinois, prescribed by law. Do you have any comments on that? How about you folks? Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve that resolution. Andy moves, Russ seconds. Any further discussion? Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Luddington.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
And Lawton.
Yes.
It is approved. Next, we have a resolution granting a setback variance for Dalton Plummer, parcel 1424054011, Sims Township, 2464 North, 1675th Street. We discussed that on Monday morning. Is there anything further? This has to do with structure variance. So I'd entertain a motion to approve that resolution. Russ moves. Andy seconds. Further discussion or clarification if needed? Hearing none, Mr. Clerk, would you call the roll?
Luddington.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Ellis. And Lawton.
Yes.
And that is also approved. Next, moving out of the Highway Department, we have a resolution to participate in the state's attorney appellate prosecutor program beginning December 1st of 24 and ending November 30th of 25. and at a cost of $10,000. Several years ago, it was 7, it got raised to 8, and now it is 10. And what the appellate prosecutor does for our board is acts as our attorneys when for specialties that our state's attorney and assistant state's attorney are not, I don't want to say capable, but are not up to date on, and it would be better to have that counsel. They're currently handling a case for us, and they've handled numerous cases in the past. So I need a motion to approve that resolution to raise for 10 grand. Lisa moves. We sneak Dan in there to second, okay? So is there any further clarification on what this is for? Okay, Mr. Clerk, would you call the roll?
Ludington.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
And Lawton.
Yes.
Okay, it is approved. Next, we approve a certificate of appointment for Douglas Crable, Commissioner, Hughes Mutual Drainage District, the town of Shiloh, Edgar County, Illinois. Motion to approve, please. Russ moves. Lisa seconds. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. It is approved. Next, we move to the 25 holiday calendar by Administrative Order 5th Judicial Circuit, State of Illinois. You have that in your stuff? Stuff?
No.
Really creative, aren't
It's
they?
in there. It's in there. I have it. There it is. You gotta look deeper.
The ball got
This one? Yeah. I thought you was organized.
Easy.
Yes, I
Do you have any questions?
Look down there it
do. I
is.
stand corrected.
Or warm.
Do we have any questions about that as
We
presented?
disagree with one date.
I
I don't
don't,
think it's not gonna make any difference. I just wanna make, I think Juneteenth is silly. That's all. Just a personal opinion.
well, even withstanding that criticism, is there a motion to approve
Terrible-
this
terrible
calendar for
criticism.
25? Russ moves reluctantly, I guess.
I'll second it. just
You'll
to
second it
show-
reluctantly.
so show it.
All right, any further discussion of a positive nature? Okay, do we need a roll call vote on that, Augie, or just a regular?
entirely up to you, sir.
Well, let's have a roll call vote.
All right, here we
It
go.
really hurts.
Ludington.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to write slow. Patrick.
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
And Lawton.
Yes.
It is approved. Next, we have a bid opening for our audit for 25. I've asked Augie, we have one bid from Whitley. I've asked him to open the bid for us, and I'll take a look at it while we're going through the other discussions to see if it's,
This was the only bid that we received. We have the right to reject. Take a quick look at it.
let's see here. I'll go to the meat and potatoes part of it.
Jim.
Okay, the basic audit is $58,750. If a single audit is necessary, which I don't believe it will be this year, it'll be additional $7, and the commissary audit would be $5,750. So, it's in line with what we have paid in the past, and it's just a bid process, it's just to make sure we're getting the most bang for our buck, so. Since it's our only bid, does anybody have a problem with making a motion and approving it? Andy moves, Russ seconds. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. I'll let you know further data on that and give you actual comparisons, okay? Oh. Now we come to department heads. Augie?
Voting. We're busy. As of last night, we had 825 total early votes. More than half of those were vote by mail ballots. So,
And again, how many registered voters are in Edgar County?
11,125.
Anything else?
I don't think so, but I'm always open for questions.
Aaron?
Monday during local projects, I thought I had all wrapped up, but then Monday after we had varsity called Monday afternoon, said we'll come Tuesday morning to do recessed thermoplastic striping in front of Walmart, so I would have told you that had I known they were gonna call me shortly after we met. So Walmart, Lower Key in front of Walmart got recessed stripes. Here, I owed that to you. It's something we budgeted last November. That's it. Any questions?
I know you're not a member of staff, Samantha, but did you have anything you wanted to report or comment on? Okay. Adam, you talked to us on Monday morning. Do you have anything you wish to address to the board?
Nothing new since Monday.
Okay. Jill?
We're doing a 2-day reunification training in Champaign starting tomorrow. Putting the final touches on some of our move. The tower for our radio and antenna and everything should be going up this afternoon if it comes in, if not, tomorrow or Friday. They didn't, I don't know, some bolts and stuff, but they finally got it all together. And then he will work on moving our radios one day next week.
Okay. And I understand that we're gonna be moving the generator.
We will not be moving.
No.
But yes, there was some discrepancy after, it was approved and everything and everybody was agreed upon, so, but Andy came out and helped me get it taken care of, so.
I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
everybody was aware.
Yeah.
There's not actually a big problem because they're willing to pay for it.
No, it was just somebody being upset about location and the generator had sat there for 2 weeks and nothing was said about it, so it's kind of whatever, it's just dumb stuff, but everybody was fine and on board and offered to move it like 6 feet or something, so.
Very good. It just never ends, does
Frustrating,
it?
yes.
Sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Any questions of Jill? Taylor, good morning.
Hello? I don't have anything.
Nothing?
No.
Okay. Good morning, Ken. Do you have anything you wish to address the board with?
I do. We had our first flu shot clinic last week. It was a drive-through, and we were able to serve some aging adults who didn't have to get out of their cars, so that went really well. And we also had last Friday our new dentist, Kathy Eaton, Dr. Kathy Eaton, start. So we have expanded to Friday services now.
Excellent.
And going really well. She's very experienced. She actually did several years. I think she left Edgar County in 2011, so she's worked here before and returned. So going well.
Any questions on the health department?
I do. I have a question. So this is an additional dentist? So you have 2 of them now?
Yes, we have 2 dentists on staff.
Okay. Thank you, Kim. Matt?
A couple things for the sheriff's office. This past week, we have gone live with our new Quicken e-citation program in cooperation with Angie's office, with the circuit clerk's office. Everything seems to be working well with it. All of the departments in the county will now be using the e-citation program. The other thing is we took possession of our drone yesterday. Deputy Robinson has completed his drone training and FAA certification, so hopefully this week or next week at the latest, we will have our new policy implemented and have that available for use in the county.
Any further questions of Matt?
I have a question. And so what is the e-citation program?
It's just an electronic service that we'll be using out in the field now to issue traffic tickets, be written and printed from the computer in the car, and then will be electronically transmitted to the circuit clerk's office.
Okay. And is that something that someone can pay their fines with that?
It will still be through the clerk's office.
I mean, someone can pay their fines through that, through the phone?
That, I don't know, I can answer that, you'd have to talk to the clerk's office.
Does that make it easier to give a ticket?
It looks a lot neater when it's printed out
Well, that's
than
important.
handwritten.
You have to type in everything anyway, right?
Right,
And
yeah,
instead of writing it, you're typing it
Better in
in.
bad weather.
there you go.
Thank you.
Philip, do you have anything you wish to address the board with, please?
No, sir.
Okay. Did I miss anybody? Okay. Board member, committee reports?
I have nothing. We had a meeting yesterday at the animal shelter. I think everything was taken care of. New cages, Andrew wants to use the ESDA building, so she didn't say why, but she said she has some ideas on it, so.
She was pretty adamant about that.
Yes, she was.
Like that.
So I think she has some ideas. She didn't bring them up, but she has some ideas, which
I
is
think
good.
maybe multi-purpose too, which
And
would
I
even
guess
be.
she has enough food for a year, I think. A lot
That's-
of people donating,
That's good.
so everything's running well.
Thank you, Dan. Andy?
Not much more than what I said Monday. The grass was nice around the courthouse.
I think I actually walked on some new grass. I'm a bad boy.
We had a lot of places that hadn't had grass for years, where
Yeah.
the trees kind of drowned it out, so
Yeah.
it looks nice. That's it.
Bill?
Nope.
Russell?
No, this-
Lisa?
It's your turn.
I attended the Neighborhood Watch meeting in Hume last night, and I really appreciate that group of very dedicated individuals. And last night's meeting, Troy Eads brought his laptop and shared a presentation he'd come up with quickly regarding the flock cameras and statistics. I really like statistics, so this really tripped my trigger. But it is something, I don't know whether you want Troy to just do it or you to do it. He was using his data from the Hume camera plus the 2 at Shiloh. But, you know, even that snapshot was really interesting. And Doug Cochran also attends those meetings. He and Doug were talking, because Doug, of course, has 3 cameras in Kansas, about how they use them and how the data is shared and what kind of data comes through on those, what their view is, what they see. So as far as, I think most of us might have had a little concern about privacy violation, but so it was good to see what they actually see from that camera, which is not people. So I would like in a future study session to have someone give us a presentation on that.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, so, I don't know, do you want to
I'll talk to
Troy on that?
absolutely. Yep.
All right, thanks. He did a great
Sounds good.
job.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Oh, no, that's not really it. Because all of you got an email, county employees got an email on the fact that we have hired a payroll administrator. And she started training as soon as she was hired. I believe she started Monday, not Tuesday. And I think we have a very clear understanding of the expectation of that role. And it was Nancy Tabb who came from the Supervisor Assessment's office. And I'm just really confident that she's gonna fulfill that position the way that we need it to be. And she will be located in the Government Center, back where it was there for a while in the corner.
Okay. Any questions of each other on anything? The budget process is proceeding. We're gonna have a special meeting. Don't get away. I think Augie's got some stuff for us to sign. It'll be next Wednesday morning out at the highway office at 10 a.m. So we'll be, and I would encourage the sheriff office to be there and anybody else, any of the other departments that has any questions or just wants to see the process. We'd certainly, I'll put out an invitation to make sure that you're available to come out, okay? As far as the health department, we take a final action, but we do not critique the budget. So we take it
That
to
was Wednesday, next Wednesday?
next Wednesday, yeah. Just so, I know you're new, but we rely on your board to come up with what's appropriate. So it's kind of a pass-through budget, okay? Again, you have a status report on the budget for you to study, and then you have a cash flow analysis. A single page, you'll notice that everything is in line, and please remember that we're on accrual basis, so that things that are coming in February and March will still count for this year, as long as they're designated as income from '24, even though it's '25. I'm sure that's really clear as mud, but I don't have, we do need a closed session for pending litigation. Is there anything else we need a closed session for today? Okay, is there anything else to come before the meeting? We will not take any final action on anything once we come back into session, okay? Is there a motion to go into closed session for pending litigation, please? Russ moves, Phil seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. We are going to go into closed session. Philip, you're welcome. Okay.
Yep.
We are back out of closed session and back into open session. Is there any further business to come before the county board on the October meeting? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Russ moved, Andy seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. We are adjourned.